Hey guys, I just finished watching Stranger Things season 2, and my god, was that such a great season. Uh, I loved like almost every second of it. It was almost beyond my expectations. I really loved it. I guess I should start talking about the story. So the story is about, Will Byers. He, after, coming out of the Upside Down almost a year later, we see him and his friends, they're all hanging out trying to rebuild life. 11 is gone, and Mike is, a little down, kind of angsty, and Will is, trying to lead a normal life. He keeps on experiencing the Upside Down, but eventually this starts accumulating more and more to the point where he starts seeing these visions of this giant monster thing. So it's up to everybody to really try to figure out what the heck's going on. This whole season has been it's been a roller coaster. They definitely switch up a lot of dynamics and characters and stuff. Spoilers I'm going into now, so if you haven't seen it, go watch it right now. You won't be disappointed. Alright, so getting into spoilers now. Now, they switch up a lot of dynamics in this story. Now, Steve and Nancy, they break up and stuff, and I was kind of sad because Steve, he's not really a bad guy, especially in this season where they really got rid of all his jerky attitudes that he had in the first season. That was because his friends were just kind of assholes, but he was just really a nice guy. And in this season, we get to see that accumulate, where he actually gets to join the kids. He gets this bond with Dustin. Him and Dustin have this great bond where they have this back and forth, and it's really kind of funny, and it's sweet too. Nancy and Jonathan, they were fine in this season. I kind of wish they were, more interesting than they were in the first season. I did like how Nancy's portrayed a little bit better. She's much nicer, and I guess less, mopey. But now she's trying to get justice for Barb, because Barb is, unfortunately, their parents still think she's missing, and Nancy wants to find justice for her, so you somehow figure out some way for her parents to, learn the truth. And it was a fine storyline, but I don't know. I wish it would have been a little bit more interesting, because that just kind of leads into where Jonathan and Nancy get together. And I thought that was alright, I guess. I didn't really care too much for the romance. It was, whatever. 'Cause I don't know, I just really like Steve this whole season. He was such an amazing character. He constantly gets all the character development and stuff that all the other characters don't. Another character that they introduced in the season was Bob. He's played by Sean Astin. He's kind of this nice guy. He's a real sweetheart. You love this guy from the moment you see him. You really like him and Joyce together because it's nice seeing Joyce have somebody that's a nice guy, not a douchebag ex-husband. When we first see 11 for the first time this season, we see she's with Hopper this time, and I thought that was a pretty interesting dynamic they had. She's living with him now, and I like that. He's trying to be kind of like a dad, like how he used to be a long time ago, but he's unfortunately having a real tough time with it. And make matters worse, she's like a sidekick, so if she throws a temper tantrum, things are gonna start flying. But yeah, 11 it's definitely interesting in this as a whole. She doesn't have as big a role as she did in the the first season, where she was kind of like at the head front, the focus of everything. This season she's really more on her own, doing her own thing. She's trying to figure out who she is, who her mom was, and I thought that was fine. But apparently, when episode 7 hit, a lot of people didn't like that. I didn't mind it because I enjoyed learning about who this other girl was. It was interesting seeing another place other than Hawkins, because we get to see Chicago, and I don't know. It was cool. And seeing it in the 80s, we get to see a bunch of punks, a bunch of like other crazy looking characters. And I don't know. I enjoyed that. I guess another character that I kind of wish had done better was Mike. He's unfortunately very emo in this season. He's very down. You kind of like, come on, Mike, don't be this way. But thankfully, near the end, he goes kind of back to where he was in the first season. It's not very long, at least, but it just takes some time. It's kind of annoying. The other two new characters introduced in this show, Billy and Max, they were pretty interesting. Billy was this asshole jock dude that kind of took Steve's place. Because Steve's no longer the asshole this season. Now we need a new asshole now. And so what better way than pair the nice guy now instead of the asshole? He's now asshole versus the old asshole that's not good. So it's an interesting take on it. I liked it. The other character, Max, she's cool. I kind of wish she got to do a little bit more, but that's just kind of what happens when you introduce a new character. They unfortunately sometimes don't always get much development because you got to focus on the core cast as well. But she is cool. She's this like kind of skater, tomboy girl. The most things she does is like for like Dustin and Lucas stuff, kind of fight over, which was fine. I don't mind them finding like a girlfriend. In fact, Lucas and Dustin get more focus this season than they did last season, which I'm fine with. I think that's a good idea. I think letting them get some character development and letting them grow a little bit is fine because Mike was the one that kind of held everything together in the first season, so that was cool. I liked it. Yeah, I like as a whole. This season was great. Definitely go check it out already. I guess my hopes for like season 3 is they kind of change things up. I don't want them to get too burnt out or start forcing this story out. I hope we get to see more and more of the mysteries and stuff. I don't know if we'll see the Upside Down again or not. More cool stories, basically. More Steve would be cool too. I think Steve was my favorite character. In season 1, it took me a little while for him to grow on me, but eventually he became my favorite character. And this season he's even more. They made him like not an asshole anymore, which I'm fine with. I'm glad. And now he gets most of his screen time is kind of a lot of jokes and stuff. His budding friendship with Dustin is like the best. He even gives him some tips on some girls, and I thought that was like a neat little thing. He's definitely growing as a character, and I'm glad to see that. Definitely check this season out, guys. It's definitely great. You're not gonna want to miss it. But anyway, I think that's all I have to say. You guys take care and have a lovely day. Bye.